Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another video over here on Halo Infinite. You guys really liked that last one, so I thought I might as well just break down some more stuff and some more information that we just got today. You guys are going to really like some that is good, something that is bad, but let's get right into the information. So for our first piece of information, I'm going to go ahead here and talk about Halo Infinite as a platform service. Now, a lot of you probably wondering what a platform service is. Basically, to sum it up very quickly, instead of a game launching equals, this game, Infinite, on its own, will be provided with DLC, extra content that can just be thrown on to the source itself, that being Halo Infinite. It'll receive updates, expansions, and it'll be like a live service for the game. Halo Infinite studio head Chris Lee said that it's really about creating Halo Infinite as part of the next 10 years for Halo and then building that as we go with our fans and community. This is very nice to hear. That means we're not going to be getting more sequels that we had, like Halo 4, Halo 5, all of that. You know, you got to go out and buy another $60 game. They're going to be giving us Halo Infinite on its own, and they're going to keep adding to it and giving us more content, which I'd presume is free. That's the trend everybody's kind of going down right now. And Halo Infinite is going to be on the Xbox Game Pass, so the community is going to be able to get the game for free as well if you have that Ultimate subscription on PC. Or if you are on Xbox and pay the $9.99 version, you will get it there as well. They could throw some other cool things in there for free content that we'll get in the future. But by the sounds of it, Halo Infinite is going to be sticking around for probably the whole duration of the Xbox Series X. My assumption, personally, what I think they're going to be doing is for the campaign, they will add extra campaigns on as we go, considering the game is open world. They might unlock new sections or just use the older sections and update them or add new things, continue on with the story to keep it interesting. This will probably happen every 2 to 3 years. We'll get a new campaign along with a bunch of new content. And in between, we'll be getting minor updates with new maps, new guns. Now, moving on to the next point here, it's going to make your guys' heart drop for a second. It made my heart drop when I first saw it, and it kind of made me panic. But it is no multiplayer upon the launch of Halo Infinite itself. Now, I absolutely went crazy when I heard this. It seemed like it was coming from a reliable source as well. So jumping into this, Brad Sams went ahead on Twitter and said he heard one source telling me that multiplayer isn't going to be shipping with single player this fall. Brad Sams covers the Microsoft games and other products. So it seemed like it was coming from a very reliable source, and this rumor had everybody going crazy for a split second. But shortly after this came out, the community director at 343 Industries for Halo Infinite, Brian Gerard, came out and he said that there was nothing to see here, folks. This is not true. So you could kind of bring that level down. Don't panic. We will be having multiplayer upon release, but this next topic about the beta is probably going to get to some of you, and it really got to me and a lot of other fans that have already seen it. So as I was looking through my sources today, I figured out that 343 said that they can no longer commit to offering public beta tests for Halo Infinite. This was such a heartbreak when I heard it. Probably means we're not going to be getting a public beta anytime before the release, because he goes on to say assessing options for broader hands-on opportunities before launch. And he also mentioned that there may be beta tests after launch, given how 343 plans to grow and evolve Halo Infinite over time. This kind of made the community a bit mad for obvious reasons. The whole reason for a beta test is to give us a feel for the game, test out the performance of it, see how their servers hold up to a high load of players on them all at once before the actual release of the game, so it does not collapse on us when we're trying to play. I do not know how I feel about having a beta after the launch. It kind of doesn't make sense to me to be doing that. And a lot of people were saying they may as well just delay the game, even though it is their flagship game to launch with the Xbox Series X. I'm all down for giving the game a shot before release, as bad as that sounds. But, you know, we all want to get our hands on this game. We've been waiting such a long time to play it, but it kind of makes me nervous, and I'm sure it makes you guys nervous as well, that there's the potential here that there could be some game-breaking bugs and issues with their servers upon release right when we get into it. But there is always a light at the tunnel, because he then goes on to say, in fact, in many ways, feedback and community flighting will be even more important after launch as we partner together to continually evolve and update the game into the future. So that means they're going to be sticking with us throughout this whole process of Halo Infinite. Hopefully the game lasts the whole duration of the Xbox Series X, and it retains a very strong community, I know I will be playing it a ton. But if it does not have a good release and it's very rocky, it's going to turn a lot of that community away, and they're not going to really have a stable group of players to continue with and dish out all this content for people. Now, switching gears over here to something a little bit different, we're going to be going over to the stuff that's actually kind of confirmed into multiplayer and we know is going to be there for certain. Now, we know the big thing that was shown off in these new gameplay trailers was the grapple shot and that drop wall. Like I said, I hope that drop wall does not replace the bubble shield. I really love the bubble shield in Halo. Now, 343 goes on to say, and yes, these new additions to the sandbox will also carry over player. I am very, very concerned about this because you know how the Halo community in the past has responded to additional movement and kind of taking away from that classic feel. That grapple shot, it allows you to accelerate your movement and take over high ground and stuff a lot faster, which is very unlike Halo 1, 2, and 3's multiplayer, where it's very bare bones and you can move a lot slower and hit your shots a lot more accurate. Luckily, though, they do say after this, they will function a little bit differently as equipment items that can be picked up on the map. This is kind of nice to hear that has the potential to drastically change the way these abilities work. I'm going to imagine that these items work just like the abilities did in Halo Reach, where you go on the map and you pick up the things and you change them out. You could see in the HUD in the bottom right hand corner next to your grenades, they are an ability that you can select. And so it's probably going to end up like that. At the end of the day, I still am very concerned for how the community is going to respond to having additional assistance movement wise in the game. And who knows if this applies to sprint and mantle as well. They haven't addressed anything like that, but considering they said that they're going to be modifying the way the equipment items work in multiplayer, there's potential that they could be adjusting sprint and mantle as well in player experience. Personally, I'm all for anything they want to do. I want to see how it pans out. I would ideally prefer a more classic feel with bits and pieces that are new, but I feel like for the sake of the community to latch onto the game and really enjoy it still, bring that fire back to Halo's multiplayer experience, they should bring it back to that classic feel and people will love it a ton more. Then introduce some new abilities later down the line, see how the community reacts, then remove them or add more if they prefer it. Let me know what you guys think of all of these little bits and pieces of information I was able to collect today and provide to you guys. Like I said, we still have not seen a lot of this game and what its potential is or what state it's in, and all of the things they're going to be doing for us and announcing over the next couple of months. Like I said, do not take this as it's exactly what's going to be happening for the game and it's going to pan out exactly like this, because obviously things can change in the next 4 to 5 months. But I have high hopes, as I've said before, about this game, and I cannot wait for it to drop. But that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. We are constantly trying to grow it as much as possible, especially with me doing this new Halo stuff. I really want to grow it and be able to do this as my main style of videos. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yeah.